Hi and welcome to my channel, I'm McKay. In today's video, I'm talking about what's new in my wardrobe this year. I've been on a journey to find my style and make better shopping decisions that make sense for my lifestyle. In a recent video, I talked about what I've learned from digitally tracking my wardrobe for over a year and a half now. During that process, I learned a lot about what I was actually wearing and why. I've also since learned about natural fibers, how to identify quality clothing. I've been experimenting a lot with what colors I feel good in, and I've come to declutter the majority of my wardrobe. Now I'm slowly filling those gaps and building a closet that I truly love. Grab a drink, get cozy, and let's talk about the clothes I've added to my wardrobe this year. It's worth mentioning that I'm only including everyday wear. I'm not including loungewear, gym clothes, technical gear like rain boots or jackets for walking my dog. This is everyday clothing. With that being said, let's get into it. First is a black mini skirt. And Other Stories has been selling and restocking this item for a long time and for good reason. It's honestly the perfect mix between flattering and comfortable, and I can't get enough of it. It has enough stretch to be comfortable on my waist and let me move around, but also still skimming over my hips without being tight. It just really strikes that balance, and I think would be flattering on a lot of people. I also really appreciate that it's A-line, so there's plenty of room to move around in it. It's not too tight. I also really appreciate that it's a bit longer than most mini skirts, especially as someone with a long torso. I don't feel like I'm having to fuss or tug on things. I'm not constantly pulling things down. It's just easy to grab and go and not have to worry about it. I honestly can't emphasize how comfortable it is. I would normally switch out of a dress or a skirt as soon as I get home, but I don't feel the need to change out of this one. I can lounge in it. It is so nice. It's super versatile, so I've been wearing it with knee-high boots, tights, and a chunky sweater in the winter, and then in the summer I've been wearing things like some strappy sandals, a t-shirt. It really can go either way, especially if you're in a climate that is pretty mild like me. This is really going to be a good workhorse. So I really think it's going to be a year-round staple for me, again, especially because I'm in such a mild climate. It is just so easy to wear anywhere and everywhere. Well, many places, not everywhere. Definitely not work appropriate, but you can wear it a lot of places, so that's good enough. If you can't tell, I'm obsessed with it. I love the clean silhouette. I think it's beautiful. It emphasizes the smallest point of my waist. And I also really love the little slit. I think that it adds something a little bit more fun and casual to it and makes it a little bit easier to dress down. The last thing that I want to talk about is that while this is entirely synthetic, it really doesn't bother me because it's executed so well. The polyester is nice and durable. The stitching is neat. It's very crisp and it just looks good. This is a case where it absolutely makes sense to use polyester. The way it's done is anti-wrinkle. I've never had a single wrinkle, which is great. If you can't tell, I just love this skirt, so definitely a good buy. Next is the Sézane Emile cardigan in navy, and this has become very quickly one of my most worn items. It is so nice. It's super versatile. I've been wearing it every way you can. I've been wearing it buttoned up, open as a cardigan. And my favorite way to wear it is with the top two buttons done with a white t-shirt underneath. I love that look. So good. Sézane does a great job of making feminine pieces, and this is no exception. It is so soft and feminine, but also oversized and relaxed, which I think is a really nice combination. The balloon sleeve is a really nice touch, and I do appreciate that it's cuffed. I cannot stand when sweaters aren't cuffed and they just get into everything, so I really appreciate that. Honestly, I can't think of many places that I wouldn't wear this. I've worn this to the office, I wear it at home lounging, I wear it to coffee shops and to nights out. I honestly wear it everywhere. The only thing that is something to keep in mind is that it's not great for travel. It is super, super chunky, so it's definitely not easy to pack. So incredibly versatile, absolutely obsessed, and very happy with this purchase as well. Next is another piece from Other Stories. This is a linen white crop top. I remember when this came out last year and thinking that it was absolutely stunning. It wasn't at the top of my wish list, so I ended up passing on it and kind of forgetting about it, but from time to time I would think about it. I found it on Poshmark in my size, new with tags. I had to jump on it. So I'm very, very glad I was able to get my hands on this. This is absolutely my style. It's just so me between the structured silhouette and the very feminine touches. I love the details. I love the femininity that it brings to my closet, and I am super excited to wear it this summer. It's also 100% linen, so it's going to be very practical, very breathable. So that's the Other Stories top. I got that, I want to say like a month ago, and I know that I'm going to be able to wear it all through summer. So this is a great addition. Next is a white eyelet crop top. I know this is super similar to the one I just showed, but I really feel like they do have different use cases. I've had this exact silhouette in my mind for a year or two now, and I finally found the perfect version on Poshmark. So I went ahead and got it, and I'm obsessed with it. This reminds me of my favorite dress, which is also white. It's super feminine. It has these eyelet details. And I like that the top version feels just a little bit more casual, which I think is going to work for my lifestyle better and get a ton of wear. I also appreciate that it's 100% cotton. So again, it's gonna be super breathable, very practical. Oh, and the straps are wide enough so I can actually wear a regular bra with it, which is gonna be super nice. I hate having to worry about complicated bra situations. So this is just nice and easy. Next is a blue shirt jacket that I thrifted from the men's section. I debated if I should even show this because I've mostly just worn it at home. Flannels are definitely a staple of the Pacific Northwest. It's kind of part of the uniform. I haven't owned one in years, so I feel like I just had to grab one. It's very possible I'll wear this during fall. I'm not sure about the rest of the year if I'll really wear it out, so I guess we'll just see if I wear this. This is a super exciting one, and it's the Sézane Paula Babies in black. I've had my eye on these for the longest time, and I finally decided to bite the bullet. Before I went ahead and purchased them, I decided just to double check and see if anyone had posted something on Poshmark. I wasn't really expecting anything because the resale market for Sézane is pretty bad. There usually aren't very many options, and they're not really any less expensive. And surprisingly, I actually found a pair in my size, in the color I was looking for, and I immediately jumped on it. I added them to my cart, got them, and I am so happy to have them as part of my collection. I was super lucky to find these. They're hardly worn. They were probably worn once or twice. That's all, so they're in great condition. I've always loved ballet flats. Even a few years ago when everybody was hating on them, I still love ballet flats, and I was secretly hoping that they would come back because I wasn't into some of the other chunky things that were trending. I'm glad they're back. I know that even after the trend passes, I'm still going to love the Paula Babies. They just feel so me. They also filled the need in my closet for a closed-toed, nicer shoe. I have some strappy black heels that I haven't worn in a really long time. I've just outgrown the look of them. They're not really something that I'm interested in wearing anymore. And honestly, they're just too tall. So I haven't reached for them in quite a while, but I also haven't gotten rid of them because I have nothing to replace them. And this is the perfect solution. I also have a pair of strappy nude heels that are great for the summer, but I was really looking for something that was going to be closed-toed that I could wear the rest of the year and that was going to be in a darker color, and this just ticks all of those boxes. So the Paula Babies are perfect and I am loving them. Next is a pair of black knee-high boots. These definitely aren't the highest quality, they're not perfect, but they are serving a purpose, and that is to really just determine if I'm going to wear these boots enough to justify buying a nicer pair. I was lucky enough to thrift these locally for about $15. This isn't exactly the look I'm going for. These are just a proof of concept to decide if I should invest in a nicer pair that's really going to stand the test of time. I love the idea of black leather knee boots. I think that they look absolutely incredible. They're especially great in fall and winter, especially in a place that has such a rainy climate. It's nice to have some kind of a closed-toed shoe where water isn't going to be getting in. However, I also live an incredibly casual lifestyle, and I can't think of very many occasions that I would need this kind of shoe that I couldn't wear something else. So I think that it would be, in theory, a great addition to my wardrobe because they're so beautiful. They seem very versatile, at least in theory, but I don't know if I have enough occasions to wear them in practicality. I'll add some pictures of pairs I would love to own if it makes sense. For example, Flattered, Vagabond, and Ukes. I think that they all make great boots. So time will tell, but either way, these are not going to be permanent in my wardrobe. These are just visiting for now. Next is a vintage Burberry trench coat. I got this on eBay. This was in the men's section and did need some alterations, so I took this to get tailored. Specifically, the sleeves were shortened and then the buttons were repositioned so that it fits a little better. I finally got this back from alterations, so overall, I'm super happy about this. However, it's now June and it's way too hot to wear this, so I unfortunately haven't had the chance to wear it yet. I really don't have much to say because I haven't worn it at all, but I'm super excited to bring it out in the fall and winter. I think that's going to be a great addition to my closet, and I love that it comes with a removable wool liner, so I should be able to wear it for most of the year. This will be really nice to bring out of storage when the time comes. It kind of gives me a little something to look forward to. I always hold on to the summer for as long as I possibly can. Summer is so beautiful and it's so short that I just never want it to go. So it's nice that I at least have something to look forward to when fall comes around. So that is the trench coat. Lastly, I just thrifted a 90s leather jacket and a black bag. I haven't gotten the chance to wear these yet either, so I don't really have a ton to say. These are also a bit experimental. I like the idea of a black leather jacket and I love them on other people, but I'm not actually sure if it's going to be something that I reach for and if this is going to work with the rest of my style. I actually owned a very similar jacket. I think I thrifted it in 2019. Very similar. It just was a higher quality and it was so lovely. I think I only wore it a few times during COVID, And after a while, I decided to declutter it because I had never worn it. But looking back, I really didn't give it a fair shot. So I'm giving it one more try to see if I will actually wear it now that I'm out and about in the world again, or if this is just not something that is part of my style, and that's okay too. And then for the bag, I was just drawn to the stitching. I thought it was kind of interesting and kind of cool, so I picked this up from the thrift store. The real question is, do I like this more than what I already own? This is super new to my wardrobe, so I haven't had a lot of opportunities to wear it yet. Something that was interesting is that as I was getting ready to go out with some friends last night, I automatically reached for my go-to handbag, which is a vintage leather Coach bag. It's not branded, which I do like. It is a nice high quality. It definitely matches my style. So I'm wondering if that is going to be a theme, if I'm just going to keep reaching for something that I already love and know that I like, or if I like this enough to wear it instead. So I think that's going to be interesting. I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. So it's a bit of an experiment, and I guess we'll find out. I definitely think that thrifting is a very easy way to experiment. It's super low stakes. Even if it's not 100% perfect, even if it's like 90% what you're looking for, you can at least get a sense of if it is worth investing in the nicer thing. I'm a big believer in shopping slowly. I think that it's a lot more sustainable, I guess in all senses, honestly. But it's definitely sustainable as far as building a closet that you actually like and making sure that you have pieces that are foundational to you, and it helps things not become too cluttered. So I'm really trying to experiment and get to know the things that I already have before I go and start filling other gaps. Because if I'm on the wrong track, I'd rather, I guess, adjust sooner rather than later, instead of going down a path where I realize, oh, I actually don't like any of these things and they don't work together, and then it ends up being a waste. With that being said, I do have several things on my summer wish list that I'm looking to fill. I have a pretty solid foundation of like everyday casual clothes. I've got a lot of t-shirts, button-ups, and just casual technical jackets, but they aren't necessarily the nicest looking. So I'm really trying to focus on elevated pieces. I definitely want to start looking for a couple of going out tops. I've made do with t-shirts, button-downs, and a white cami, but it would really be nice to have something that fits the situation better. I'm kind of just putting a band-aid on for now and making it work, but these definitely aren't things that I'm happy with or that I feel like reflect my personal style. So I would love to find at least one or two tops that fit my style that I can actually wear going out and feel good in. I'm definitely in the market for a casual everyday jacket. I need something that looks nicer than a puffer, but also isn't going to be as hot as a trench coat. Some kind of a cropped jacket would be really nice. I also feel pretty good about footwear. I have some white sneakers that get a lot of wear. I also have some comfortable pairs of Birks. I wear their sandals all the time. They are so comfortable. And I now have some good shoes for nicer occasions. So I have a pair of nude strappy heels, and I have the Sézane Paula babies. I would still like to add some chunky sneakers for running around and some nicer sandals for every day. My black Birks are getting a little bit beat up and they need their cork repaired, so I need to take those to the cobbler. That is definitely on the to-do list, but I still think that they just feel incredibly casual. I don't know that they dressed up very well. I also learned my lesson when I bought a pair of gray nubuck Birks. I just wasn't thinking, and I cannot for the life of me keep them clean. I've done everything and I cannot seem to get them back to the original shade of gray, so they just always look a little dingy and a little dirty, and I end up not wanting to reach for them. I don't know if dyeing them black would help, or if at this point I just need to cut my losses and buy a replacement pair in a better color and a better material that's actually going to last and be super easy to care for. But that's a problem for another day. Anyway, if you're interested in hearing what else I'm planning to add to my closet, you can go and check out my recent video where I talk about everything on my summer wish list. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!